it is kind of a long movie, and there are parts that might be better than others. But that last scene, not the last final scene, but
cock out.
The drug. I do. Yes, love it.
Welcome to our Film Fathers podcast, the definitive podcast about fatherhood, film, and fatherhood in film. This is Jelani, and with me as always are a guy who knows 3 types of karate, and a guy who's not full of donkey doo-doo, Martin and Brady.
John, we're sitting here. I bought you a cup of coffee. I've given you a cigarette. Hey, John, look at me. You want to be a wise ass? Go outside and take a seat. If you want to talk to me, well then, never ignore a man's courtesy.
I like simple pleasures, like butter in my ass and lollipops in my mouth. That's just me. That's just something that I enjoy. Call me crazy. Call me a pervert. But there's one little thing that I want to do in this life, and that is I want to make $1.01 in this business.
This week, we're taking a look at the work of a young filmmaker who quietly announced himself with something different, something bold. A filmmaker who was charting a path to something great with his early films at the beginning, like Hard Eight and Boogie Nights. 2 films that didn't just introduce Paul Thomas Anderson to the world, they put his voice on full display. You could already see the DNA, the confidence behind the camera, the unforgettable characters, the long, fluid shots, and the fearless storytelling that doesn't flinch. Hard Eight is a controlled and intimate slow burn that hints at something deeper. Then Boogie Nights arrives and just kicks the door down. Bigger, louder, sprawling with ambition and energy. And suddenly, it's clear. This isn't just a promising director. This is someone building towards something lasting. Something like 3 Oscar wins in 2026.
Yep. Boogie Nights, 30 years ago. Almost.
Yeah,
well, Hard Eight was 30 years ago, 1996. Boogie Nights a year later. But yeah, I love Boogie Nights. Are you guys big fans of? Have you seen Hard Eight? Have both you guys seen it before, or no? Was this the first time?
This was the first time for me for Hard Eight, and it's been a while since I've seen Boogie Nights, so it was interesting to revisit. I have some thoughts, but I want to let Brady talk first.
I had not even heard of Hard Eight. I definitely hadn't seen it. I was like, what? Sure, I'll watch it. All right. Unfamiliar. I think I always thought Boogie Nights was like the coming out party for PTA.
Yeah.
And that was also kind of the allure behind it all, was that this guy, kind of hit it right out of the park. He hit this big movie that became a thing. But so no, this was my first go around with Hard Eight. Obviously a lot of familiar faces in it, and did not expect Officer Bookman to be the lead. But
who was Officer Bookman?
Bro.
You don't know Bookman?
Bro.
Oh, you're talking about what is that? Is that from
Philip Baker Hall?
Yeah, is that from Seinfeld? Oh,
yeah. Seinfeld, yeah, he's Bookman.
With jokes,
the library, the librarian one.
This isn't your night on picking up on these things. I expect you to get every single Seinfeld reference that is dropped.
For sure.
Did we talk about him when we did Magnolia? We probably did.
Probably.
Because it was Philip Baker Hall. No, I got you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It took me a second.
Do you, though? We've asked this.
I said Seinfeld before you guys did, so I got there. The librarian episode.
Trust me when I tell you it wasn't before us. We were waiting for you.
No, but I said it before you said it.
We were still on the bus, ringing the bell.
You kept making
no,
all
I legitimately.
the stops.
I was as it got going. I'm like, oh, so like this dude's like the lead of this movie. I'm like, I just didn't see that coming. So that was interesting. And then to see John C. Reilly, and I kind of knew. Again, I think I knew him originally from Boogie Nights, and didn't realize there was this connection prior to from this movie. So it's John C. Reilly's career is really pretty wild.
Absolutely
Yeah.
wild, right? Because it's so funny because you go back and you see the comedy in him in this stuff, but then when he was doing like when he did the first big one was Talladega Nights, right? Where he was I think his first big comedic role, and I was like, oh, that's so weird for him to be doing comedy, you know, because I knew him as like just dramatic actor. But now I can't look at him and just not like find him hilarious and ridiculous, and that's kind of what they were going for, obviously, at least in Boogie Nights, not so much in Hard Eight, and it doesn't work for me. Like I remember I went to Hard Eight because I loved Boogie Nights so much, so I'm like, oh, I'll watch this older movie, and I hadn't seen it since probably like '98 or so, and yeah, I don't really like it. It's not really a great movie.
Oh, good.
I know, and I figured as I was watching it this time, I'm like, there's no way that Brady is enjoying himself through this. But I still think it's just an interesting, because we've talked about this before, right? Like the fact that Hollywood gave him a shot, right? Like, and there's clear talent there. I also went back and watched. There's a short called Coffee and Cigarettes that he directed too. It's only like 15, 20 minutes or something like that. That came out of Sundance, and that's what No,
I think is what I saw, but
yeah, it was Sundance for sure. Because I mean, maybe it did big at the Cannes Film Festival as well. But out of Sundance, and he became part of the Sundance Film Institute, and they gave him additional funds to make Hard Eight and do Boogie Nights and things out of that. But yeah, like to just let a filmmaker breathe, let him kind of find his own voice and develop it, and knowing that, yeah, it's, like I said, Hard Eight's maybe not the best movie. It's not terrible, but there's, I don't know, it just misses to me on a lot of levels. But Boogie Nights hits on so many. So like to give, I don't know that they allow filmmakers to breathe as much as they did back then.
Jelani, your thoughts?
So I didn't know Paul Thomas Anderson before Boogie Nights, obviously, and then even after Boogie Nights came out, I wasn't really following his stuff. And then There Will Be Blood came out, and you're like, okay. So when I finally got around to watching that, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. But going back and watching some of his other stuff, it was like, I realize this now, and this just wasn't, in my wheelhouse, back when this came out, but he creates his films in an environment to tell the stories of the characters, right? And so what I mean by that is, Hard Eight, you think it's going to be about this guy down on his luck, going to a casino, getting sage advice from this old man about how to make it in a casino, how to, rig the game in your favor and just kind of wheel and deal and become a casino player and kind of make your money off of that. But it's really more of, that's kind of just the background. It just happens to be in a casino. Like you could take this story and pretty much put it anywhere, and set it up and just go. And then the same thing with Boogie Nights. Like, yeah, it tangentially is about pornography and how that changed, but it's really more about like how these characters just evolve. And so I think that was something that I obviously didn't appreciate when I was younger, and I watch it now and I'm like, that's pretty good. Like, that's good storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And even when we got to One Battle After Another, right? It's not so much like, okay, this is a referendum on immigration or a referendum on revolutions. It's more of like, that's just the setting that these characters are in, and how do these characters evolve, and how do these characters live, and what happens to their life as a facet of being around this environment, right?
Yeah.
And that's, the same thing that happened with both of these films. So
no, that's well said. I mean, all of them are like that. You're right. Like, if you go back to Phantom Thread, Punch Drunk Love, Magnolia as well. Magnolia is just a bunch of different stories, right? That all kind of culminate under one event. But yeah, it's all about, I think, just sad characters and poor choices that they make and kind of what it does to them. But he has just an eye for that, for writing these characters and writing a lot of characters. I mean, it's just, I don't know how you write that as many characters as that are in Boogie Nights and Magnolia. You know, like I think that's what people like are drawn to, that he can write each character from different perspectives, and even though they're all sad, but like the different things that are happening to them and sad or for different reasons. But he can write them all so well. And the dialogue got better. Like, cause Hard Eight, the dialogue was sometimes hard to swallow. Like, just the way
it's rough. And I mean, you know, we go back to this, but you got, you know, you're not getting shit from Gwyneth. You know, and Riley, for whatever, obviously like him, especially now, but early on, you know, maybe not winning any awards from his efforts in Hard Eight.
I totally forgot Samuel Jackson was in it.
Yeah, it was like, again, there was plenty of people that watch this now from 30
and
years
for a
later.
while, but as I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, and this is like before he was, but I'm like, wait, no. Like he had already, Pulp Fiction's 3 years old at this point, you know, for him to be in this. Yeah.
Goodfellas was 5 years old at this point, or 6.
6, yeah, I think it was 1990. But yeah, so and I remember that when I went to see Boogie Nights in the theater when I was how did I even do that if I wasn't even 18? But
everyone's wondering.
Inquiring minds want to know.
But like I remember a bunch of my friends like walked out of it because they were just like, "This is terrible." I'm like, "No, this movie's great."
You know, I had some. I feel like this movie might be overrated thoughts while rewatching it.
Yeah,
I know that you're like a massive fan, and I know it's like kind of like sacrilegious to talk shit about it because it's well revered. But I was like, dude, there's some really rough parts. Like I feel like it's almost supposed to be, but I don't know if it really is or if it just kind of has gone that way. But
it was just I just remember feeling like I'd never seen anything like that, and not just because of the not just because of the porn stuff, like you're saying. Like I really think loved all the actors in it, and a lot of them you didn't know. Like I remember at the time, like Burt Reynolds was like the biggest name. I was like, oh, Burt Reynolds is in this. You know, because all these other people you'd seen him and stuff. He hated the movie, you mean?
One of the notes I saw was that he, after seeing a rough cut of the film, he regretted making it, and he fired his agent for recommending it to him. And he ended up getting nominated, winning a Golden Globe and being nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like he didn't act great, but no one.
Right.
I don't know who was the best actor in this. Mark Wahlberg, definitely not. But
no
then,
one
but then
was
again,
going to pick Mark Wahlberg for the answer to that question.
But then again, looking back, it's like they all kind of it's funnier than I remember it too, in that it's and how ridiculous they all were. You know, like I realized now watching it how silly and stupid all the things that he says are, and both him and John C. Reilly, everything they say is just ridiculous and stupid. And I think it's supposed to be.
So I had a thought that, and it was almost just trying to find justification, but you know, let's just say never-ending stereotype of like pornographic movies is that the acting is really bad, right? But like that's not why people are there, so it doesn't really matter. And so
what keeps them in the seat after they've come?
Right after they've come. In a way, I always attributed it, and even now, that like. That was almost like a nod to like the bad acting, you know, like that was just like part of it was supposed to be bad acting because you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, no, exactly.
That's the industry they were in.
It's like when we talked about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's like, how good of an actor is Leo that he can act as a really bad actor.
Right.
And then act as a really good actor. You know what I mean? Well, like I don't know that Mark Wahlberg is that good. You know, he's gotten better, I think, through the years. But this is very early for him, and I think
ironically, I think it was supposed to be Leo and Leo turned it down.
Oh, really?
I think I remember hearing that.
He probably would have done better in it. But again, looking at it now, like to your point, maybe it was a conscious choice that Wahlberg was making to act so poorly.
But I think to your point, the amount of what I think most people would say really good actors and actresses that are in this movie is crazy, considering how bad it is acted at times. And I'm not going to put necessarily Wahlberg in that conversation, but I think you talk about Julianne Moore, who's widely considered to be a phenomenal actress over the years. You have, my God,
Heather Graham,
Roller Girl.
No, but I think the best. You touched on somebody that might be the best. Julianne Moore's performance.
But you're talking about Don Cheadle, who is considered to be a very good
John
actor.
C. Reilly,
William H. Macy, considered to be Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is the other one I was going to say. I think he did a great job in this.
So in a weird way, I had a note about both of these, right? Because he has a small part in Hard Eight. Mm-hmm. And I said, how does someone who was considered to be such an amazing actor have such, like, kind of goonish roles early in his career? Like, so much, like, when he's playing Craps, he's kind of this, like, caricature of, like, he is of not really, it's so, I don't really, he's, like, kind of loud, but not as loud as you might think, and he just kind of, like, doesn't fit in anything that he's in. And I think you add, like, I think back to where he's playing Bran and in The Big Lebowski, and he just has a lot of these in his, like, resume over the early in the time. And then, and don't get me wrong, like, he still can be good in them, but it just, the roles themselves are kind of, like, very much not much to be proud of.
Under his, like, weight class.
But
yeah, it's funny because when I saw him in Hard Eight, I wrote the jerk store, and that was my note for him.
He was unnecessarily harsh.
Yeah, and then he felt bad at it. It was like,
you could see it,
dude. You were
because like he put 2,000 on a Hard Eight, man, and he didn't hit it for him for the old timer.
He didn't hit.
Yeah,
but I think you're right, Brady. I think if you go to Boogie Nights specifically and you look at the actors that are there, like, they've gone on to much better things, but I also think, like, maybe, like we said, maybe that was part of the notes they got. Like, listen, you don't have to dig deep for these roles. Like, these are surface level actors, and but also, like, again, it was more about the story of the character that just happened to be actors in these films, right? Because Julianne Moore's story was about trying to reconnect with her kids and using Mark Wahlberg as a surrogate. Mark Wahlberg's whole story was, I wanted to make it big. Don Cheadle's like, I got to find who I am and get out of this business because that's not really what I want to do. I want to do something else.
The cowboy look.
Yeah, it was terrible. So was the Rick James look too. That one was bad too.
He just couldn't find a comfort zone.
No. And then, like, even put in there, like, William H. Macy, who kind of, like, as you're watching this, you're like, you were not underutilized, but it was like you didn't do much until New Year's Eve, and then it was all over. But, like, even that, like, you feel for him because everybody around him is just like, yeah, it happens, buddy. And then they just keep on going. It's like, this guy is in crisis and in turmoil. It's not.
That's my wife.
Right.
So he did this. He did Fargo a year before, which was obviously a great movie, and other great directors. And again, this is just the 90s for me. Like, just one great movie after another, not one battle after another. And all these, to me, at least up and coming actors, the first time I'd seen them, and then to see them do other things with other great actors. You had Don Cheadle later on do stuff with Steven Soderbergh, like Out of Sight and eventually Ocean's 11. Again, William H. Macy, Fargo, then here with Paul Thomas Anderson. Went on to do other great things, and then eventually land on Shameless, the TV show. But like, I just think you couldn't turn around without seeing a good movie and a up and coming new filmmaker. That's why it's just interesting to see 30 years later, Paul Thomas Anderson finally win an Oscar when he's made a bunch of good movies. He hadn't won, right?
This was first. First and he won. Yeah. He did win 3. He won for screenplay, best picture, and director.
Yeah. So it's cool to see after all that time. Still making good movies, but starting in the 90s. I still think that was a golden age back then. And my favorite scene, really what solidified it for me, because I think you're right. There's definite. It is kind of a long movie, and there are parts that might be better than others. But that last scene, not the last final scene, but the drug. I do. Yes, love it. No, the firecrackers and the drug deal scene with Alfred Molina. The music, the way actually music he uses throughout the whole movie is great, and there's a lot of songs, a lot of good songs. But using the Night Ranger, Sister Christian, into Jesse's Girl, into 99 Red Balloons, while the guy's blowing off firecrackers. It's so tense the whole time, and then they just have all these long shots on Wahlberg's face, and then Thomas Jane going nuts, and them. It was like that's what I say when I can never see in a movie like that. I've never seen a scene with that much tension, and play out like that in a movie before. So, 18-year-old me was just in awe of that. And then, not since like Uncut Gems, I think, has there been more tension on screen throughout a movie.
The funny thing I was thinking about as I was watching both of these films, and then I was thinking back to There Will Be Blood as well, is that he waits until there's like 40 minutes left in the movie, and he's done all this storytelling and all this stuff, and then he's just like, you know what? Let's go action. Let's go tense. Let's go drama. Let's like ramp up the violence or whatever. And he just throws all these things in. And like, if you watch both of them, right, it's about at the 40 minutes left in each of the movies, and
you could probably say
something dramatic happens
as well. Probably the last half hour or so is when they start to get a different aspect of.
Right. Exactly. Like, that's where they have the scene with the guy handcuffed in the bed. They kidnapped him. In Boogie Nights, it's the shootout at the donut shop with Don Cheadle, and then, like you said, Martin, the firecrackers. So it's like
firecrackers are so random. It's Chinese.
It was
firecrackers.
It was so random but such a good.
But it did add. You're right.
Good
it added this whole thing, point. And you could John C. Reilly and Reed and Dirk are both jumping because they're fucking terrified, and they know the other guy's got a gun on the other side of the room. Don't disagree with you in that regard.
Dirk Diggler, Reed Rothschild, Brock Landers, and Chest Rockwell. What great names.
Did you guys
Amber
catch
Waves right there?
Perfect, too.
Pretty good.
Right? It checks.
This is Roller Girl. Don't just ram it in. Show some respect.
Did you catch the name that's in both? The up-and-coming actor in Boogie Nights was also one of the mobsters in Hard 8.
Yeah, John Doe? Philip Baker
Or
Hall.
what was it?
No.
Johnny Doe?
No, so Johnny Doe, but his stage name was Floyd Gondoli.
Oh.
And Floyd Gondoli was one of the Atlantic City mobsters that Samuel L. Jackson calls out to Philip Baker Hall. He's like, I know about you and your business with Floyd Gondoli and all the other guys back in Atlantic City.
It's all part of the Paul Thomas Anderson universe.
Right.
That's good.
Well, so wait, who do you think who do you think had that name, Jelani?
So the new guy that replaced Wahlberg that replaced Dirk Diggler. His name was Floyd Gondoli.
Oh,
he used a different.
No, Floyd Gondoli was Philip Baker Hall in Boogie Nights.
Was it?
He's the new producer or whatever.
So
the guy that wanted to go videotape.
Philip Baker Hall plays Floyd Gondoli in Boogie Nights, and
that's right. It's a Floyd Gondoli.
And then
picture.
He plays Jimmy Gator in Magnolia. Philip Baker Hall plays both of the mobster friends in those two movies.
There you go. That's great.
So yeah, there was a very
even deeper,
very calculated
deeper than I thought.
Move on their part. So that's what I thought you were saying. And then I'm like, wait, no, I think you were saying someone else. I'm like, yeah. So it was Philip Baker Hall who ended up with all those, also known as Bookman.
So I have one note. Don Cheadle and the Jesse were Team Sunrise. Did you catch that when they were talking at New Year's Eve?
Yes, Team Sunrise, not Sunset.
Team Sunrise,
meaning they prefer sunrises over
sunsets.
That's why they got married. Or
wait, was this? When did we talk about this? Did we talk about this on air or was this off air?
We talked about this on
the great question.
Oh, good.
That was on air. Good. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So it's a call. We're doing a callback here.
Real ones, no.
And then my other question was why did Philip Baker Hall kill John's dad? Did we know?
I have two parental questions. That's one of them. Why did he kill his dad? I think
we're in Hard 8 right now.
It's on Hard 8. You can assume, or at least I did, that it's just a gambling related issue. And my second familial question is, why was Dirk's mom so over the top?
Well, because she was married to Toby from The Office.
Wait, really?
No, it wasn't.
It just looked like him.
Okay.
It was the archetype.
I was going to say, I was like, did I completely miss that? No, she was just egregiously. It was just like, dude, fucking take a Xanax or something.
And that scene was the one I think where Wahlberg just acted the most. Oh, he's just like, I'm going to be somebody.
It was so bad. Don't do that. So you're tearing a poster off the wall. Why would you do that? It's really, really rough. Like there's some really bad acting. Really bad. Oh, and then his mom was Martin. How else do you know her?
I don't know. FX2.
Oh, she's Jordan on The West Wing. She's the lawyer who Leo.
Oh, that's right.
Leo has a little fling with.
Yeah, that's right.
When I saw her, that's exactly where my mind went. I was like, oh, it's Jordan from The West Wing. But I forgot you blocked out all your shows.
Calling her son. Yeah, right. Calling her son an idiot.
Yeah.
Because you're stupid.
It was almost like she was hammered, but like there was also no indication that she like was drinking. It was just like she just sucked in like the worst way. Like, and then I guess to your point, Jelani, like Dad was just like in the kitchen, I guess being like, yeah, here we go.
Whatever. Let me get my breakfast.
Fucking slow your roll.
Right. And the best part was like she was yelling at him before that all happened, like when he's in the kitchen. She's like, you work at a restaurant, you work at a car wash and all this stuff, and then he's just like, bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad's like, bye.
I did notice too that he consistently, especially early, like covered up his junk. Like he was always like I mean, maybe he wasn't to that point yet, but like I think was either, I don't know if he's hiding it from Mom and Dad but it was like shielded.
I think that was the whole, because they wanted to save it for the final reveal. Like they didn't want you to ever think about it. Like it was supposed to be this like myth, this urban legend, and then in the last scene they like
Martin's favorite
unveil
scene?
And you're just like
my favorite scene.
Martin's favorite, right?
The prosthetic penis.
It's the Wizinator 2.0.
It's on tape. Martin says favorite scene's the last one.
Motor in.
My favorite part.
So Martin, who did it better? You got the touch. This or Transformers the movie?
Hands down, Dirk Diggler's demo. I mean, did you hear the magic that's on the tapes? You might own the tapes, but we own the magic that's on the tapes. And if we bring them to the record company, that's how we get you your money. It's not a catch-22.
Maybe you're not understanding the math here.
That's a great scene too, because it's totally, the guy's just like, nope, pay me. I like when he's like, I don't know all this lingo, MP, YP.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
And then it's that like these stupid people, these stupid characters that just don't know how dumb and idiotic they are. And yeah, John C. Reilly is how he's so competitive in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, watch this. I'm going to do a flip. Oh, no, you did it wrong, though. Let me show you. Let me show you what you did wrong.
Screaming underwater. It hurt so bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That scene in the record office was great because John C. Reilly, you could see him almost slipping into his comedy and just going straight for it. Just like you said, this is the magic on the tape. We put that there.
You saw Dewey Cox come out. Is that
yeah.
Walk Hard? But when they scroll over from him singing the Transformers song and he's just dancing in the control room, oh, that's a classic scene.
When he was playing the guitar in that scene, Martin, was he actually playing the guitar?
It looked legit. Yeah, I have to say. You know, obviously it's not like it sounded amazing and it was just very, very tinny. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, which is good. You know, that it wasn't just like faking it. But what's your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie? We've done a bunch of them. We went through Hard Eight, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, and One Battle. The only ones that we've reviewed on the pod. I think I know all your answers. Actually, I'm not sure.
Well, tell us what you think.
I think that Jelani, you're going to say There Will Be Blood, and Brady's going to say One Battle After Another.
You got mine right. I definitely, I think There Will Be Blood's a close second, and I definitely haven't seen all of it. I actually haven't seen Licorice Pizza, even though I had planned on it. Just didn't happen. And
it's with Philip Seymour's son.
Yep. And the girl from Heim. We talked a little bit about when we did One Battle. There was like a connection with, I think, the Heim mom. And,
yeah, she's in it too.
Yeah. And then I never saw The Master. I think I tried once, and then I kind of couldn't get through it. And nor did I see Inherent Vice. But so there's definitely a couple I haven't gone through. But it's One Battle for me. I think when we talked about that movie, especially after watching it the second time, I just thought that movie was awesome.
Yeah, Inherent Vice is the only one I haven't seen. I saw The Master like only a few years ago. Like I kind of waited. I kind of put it off. It's pretty good.
It's supposed to be.
It's really well acted.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in that, right?
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix do a great job, and it is pretty good.
By the way, real quick, but I have a different prediction for what Jelani's is, but I'm going to wait for him to announce it. You
go ahead, Jelani.
I think it is There Will Be Blood.
I was wrong.
I think that's that is my favorite. I've been looking at I've been seeing clips of Inherent Vice, and so I was like, I might have to go back and rewatch that. It looks intriguing, but again, because he does such a good job of building out characters, like that's a story that might not seem like it's something I'm interested in on the surface, but I think he might be able to rope me in.
Yeah, it might be time to watch it. It's funny that and One Battle After Another are both based on Thomas Pynchon novels. So he's adapted two Pynchon novels, which a lot of people would say are pretty hard to do, hard to adapt.
Is that Bronson's brother?
Not Pinchot.
Oh,
Pinchai.
they're cousins.
Bronson Pinchot. Not Belky Bartakamus. Don't be ridiculous, Cousin Larry. Oh, man. But I think I agree with you. There Will Be Blood. Jelani is probably my favorite.
It's so good. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
It is.
With, unless I highly doubt Inherent Vice would top it. But I do have to watch it. And then, yeah, Boogie Nights just holds a special place in my heart and always will.
Right, because you love the last scene.
Because I love Mark Wahlberg's prosthetic penis. Now you have it like 3 times. do with that audio what you will, world.
It might be the cool little.
There's no reason it shouldn't be. Yeah, I think love. My favorite scene is so.
I am a bright shining star.
Yeah, totally. It's just it's got to involve Roller Girl. Come on now.
When she kicks the guy in the face.
Dude,
with
that's a brutal scene too. Like I don't like watching people getting the shit kicked out of them
with skates to the face.
Yeah,
now, that was the dude who was like making faces at her in the beginning, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I thought so too. I didn't necessarily think it looked like him to a degree, but also I was like, it kind of has to be, right? Yeah. No, Heather Graham enjoyed.
Swingers.
How did Roller Girl keep, like, was she just out of it, or did she just keep that innocence, like, throughout? Because, like, she seemed like she was just kind of going with the flow for everything up until that point. Right, that's what I mean. Like, it's not innocence, but it's not naivete either, because she, like, realizes, like, this guy is an asshole, and then, curbs him with roller skates.
Yeah, I think probably some pent up internal, like, again, going back to, like, her maybe not finishing high school, dealing with that shit, and then
parental issues for sure. When she's like, "Can you be my mom?"
Yeah,
like these people are just starving for any kind of love, parental, child,
even
whatever.
If it's a deadbeat mom as a surrogate.
And Amber Waves keeps calling Dirk Diggler her son, her baby. Yeah. So it's just weird dynamics, and that's I don't know.
Our boy Luis Guzman.
Oh yes, how have we not talked about him? I love Luis Guzman, man. Anytime he's on the screen, it's great. I'll be your Latin lover.
He's one of the Rodriguez brothers.
That's just a great little touch too at the end there.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of people who enjoy Luis in about anything he's in. So, yeah, there's a lot to like. I just think in my rewatch there was a lot of like we should be able to acknowledge that this is poorly acted by good actors, but maybe intentionally. I don't know. Maybe it's so meta, or I don't know. I don't have a great explanation, but
no, you're not wrong. You rarely are.
It's on tape. Play that back.
As always, we only are who we are because we were born this way. We have a gift, and we're trying not to be selfish about it, but to use it. And all we ask is that you subscribe to the pod wherever you listen. Thanks, and go to bed.